Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is a Monday. It is November the 7th. It's National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day.
Yum.
You know, that is the reason we have the National Day calendar is because of today. I did an interview with the guy who set up nationaldaycalendar.com.
Really?
And when he discovered there was a National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day, he thought, what? What else is there? And his curiosity took over, and then it turned into where we get all of our days all the time. I get them from that site. So thank you, good sir. National Canine Lymphoma Awareness Day, National Retinol Day, Color the World Orange Day, and Job Action Day today.
Job action.
Yeah, all those things happening today on this Movie Star Monday. And I have Joanne Baron joining me. She's in a little film called Halloween Ends. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to talk to her last week. We were trying to line that up, and we couldn't connect for Movie Star Monday last week because last week was Halloween.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? We'll just do it next week. Because, you know, I understand it's a week after Halloween, but you know what? The movie is still going to be in theaters.
Right.
Because even though the movie's called Halloween Ends, Halloween kind of never ends. So that franchise has been going since the 70s.
It's one of my favorites.
They say it's done. I'm going to ask her if it's actually done. I guess we'll see if we get an answer on that. But it's coming up. Movie Star Monday. Thanks for listening.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Interesting question. If you're lucky enough to have a newer, modern-style toilet, have you ever sat down and pondered if there's really much of a difference between the big button and the little button? You probably figured out the smaller one is for, number one, and the bigger one is for, number two. That's exactly right. But the reasoning behind it, a wee bit serious. A survey done in the UK, more than half of people were not aware the smaller button was the lesser flush. One expert says the big flush typically uses 6 liters of water. The little flush uses only 3, so half as much. It's important that we know which one to help keep the amount of water we're using at a minimum. Why? Because water is not an infinite resource like we think it is. I know we're surrounded by water. It's all over the planet, but it's not all potable. It's not all water we can use. So saying this system was designed so we would use less water, but then there are a lot of people that don't know which button to use, so it's kind of pointless.
Right.
So now you know. Smaller one for, this, and a bigger one for, that. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know that there's a name for this? When you tap somebody on the opposite shoulder from behind them, like to trick that person to turn around and see that nobody's there.
Yeah.
It's a fun little prank, but did you know there's a name for it?
What is the name for it?
Menkolek. Mencolek. It is from the Indonesian language, and they can say in one word what took me 22 words to describe. Menkolek. Mm-hmm. So, did you think that there was a need for that word?
I don't know why we would need a word for that, but you sure like to do that. For whatever reason, you walk up behind me and you do that all the time.
I do. And then now when I tap you on the shoulder, you look the other way. So now I just tap you on the right shoulder and you look at the other way. So I'm like, dude, what is wrong? I'm over
why
here.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm a big fan of the Menkolek. Moncolek. Now that I told everybody I'm a big fan, I have to change all my passwords. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Movie Star Monday.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Wayne Brady. I love Wayne Brady, by the way. He's going to host this year's American Music Awards. That's pretty cool. It's coming on November the 30th And it will be at Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. We've been there before.
We have.
So there you go. Wayne Brady. Matthew Perry, next two stories are both about him. He heard from a few of his friends, co-stars, ahead of the release of his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. He told George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America that he hopes Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and Courtney Cox read the book. He said, I've got some really nice texts from a few of them already. Hopefully I will get more. So then here's the interesting thing. He also apologized later because in the book, when somebody had passed away, he said, I punched a hole through Jennifer Aniston's dressing room when I found out, and I said, yet Keanu Reeves walks among us.
Yeah, I saw that he said
and
this.
The internet has gone nuts because everybody loves Keanu Reeves.
Everybody loves Keanu.
And they're like, so why would you have used it? So he's apologized. He's like, didn't mean him in particular.
He actually mentioned Keanu more than once in his book in a negative way.
I don't know what's going on there, but... All right. In other news, Prince Harry has a memoir coming out as well because, they're trying to stay under the radar. That is Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A 4.5 magnitude earthquake hit near Dawson City, Yukon in Canada last month.
Oh.
So that's not something you think of often, but apparently that can happen. So there you go, 4.5 magnitude. That's a big earthquake. As far as earthquakes go, I believe. CDC says that flu season has begun, and the CDC says, now is the time to get vaccinated. Another way to help us avoid the flu is by washing your hands after touching things where a lot of people have been. So, and then I've got a whole list of those places, but we're going to just we're going to pretend like you're an adult and let you figure it out. Because I'm a radio clown. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your health. That's not up to me. And Gen Z. So what are we? We're Gen X, right?
Yes.
So Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. So that's like two generations away from us?
No.
Gen X.
I don't
so
pay attention.
Gen Y would be millennials, then Gen Z.
If they do them in order, I don't know.
They do. Yeah, that's how it works. So Gen Z, they're known for their laid-back attitude, and they're bringing that to the workplace. That's evident in the clothes they wear, and more recently in their emails. TikToks with millions of views show younger workers have moved away from the ending of the email with the traditional thing like sincerely or best or let me know your thoughts. Instead, Gen Zers, those are people up to the age of 25, coming up with real casual closers like lukewarm regards. My favorite, see yas later.
So professional. That's
or,
super.
All right, which is a funny way. Unless you're Matthew McConaughey, I don't think you can end your email that way. Which for some brings up a question about the professionalism in the workplace. Another Gen Z sign-off featured in a video posted by a Chicago-based athletic company called Fox and Robin. More than 17 million views. Is let me know if you have any questions or don't. Wow. And the guy who founded the company says, hey, we're all human. We're not robots. So I think people found it refreshing to be able to talk more freely while still getting work done. Some other novel email sign-offs include, hey, bye, see yas later, and another day, another sleigh. So these are all for real. Mine just responds, thank you, and then I have my name behind it. But call me old-fashioned. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Movie Star Monday. I am super excited to visit with Joanne Baron, and you can see her in the movie that's out right now. It's Halloween Ends. We're 1 week after Halloween. According to this, Halloween ends, but it almost feels like Halloween never ends with this franchise. But is this officially the last version of Halloween that we're going to have now, Joanne?
Well, I think that it's impossible to know, what the powers that be might do.
There you go.
But what I know of it, what I understand it to be the end.
That was the plan. All right. So now this, again, is an amazing film. And Halloween Ends. A lot of folks have been out to see it, and it's done very, very well. And you're in this film, and you get to work with Jamie Lee Curtis and the whole crew of all the people. And what is it like working in a franchise like this that has been around for a long time, and people absolutely love it? Is there a lot of pressure on you to get it right?
I don't think I was as conscious of the pressure. It was, luckily for me, unknown to me that the first day that I arrived was the last scene that Jamie would ever shoot of the trilogy.
Ah.
So it was her final, last scene of ever working on a Halloween movie, and it was my first day having a scene with her. And I think if I'd known that, I would have been very precious.
Wow. And we had a chance to visit with Jamie Lee Curtis earlier this year. She was wonderful. Was she pretty fun to work with on this project?
Very generous, very authentic, very natural, very believable, very engaging, just the kind of person that really draws you in and brings your best out in you. A generous person. I said to her, "You're so talented," or you're so gifted," and she said, "You are."
Oh.
So she's a very kind person and a very believable actress, and she draws you into that truth.
And the Halloween franchise has literally made her career. But when you look at the rest of her career outside of that, she's done so much. And I'm looking right now on IMDb at your career. Holy cow, you have done a lot of stuff, young lady.
Well, it really always, to an actor, feels like, what's my next job? I mean, it's such a wonderful thing to hear someone say, "Wow, look at everything you've done." It makes you appreciative. It makes you conscious. It makes you recognize that you have achieved something. Because I think an actor going from job to job really has a tendency to feel like, what's my next thing, a lot. So it's great to be able to have someone objectively say, well, I see what you've done and it's a lot.
Well, and I'm looking here, some of my favorite movies from the 80s, and I see that you're in Valley Girl and Real Genius and several things that I absolutely love. And there's some of these that, again, when I look at it, I just go, holy cow, look at all of this stuff. Do you ever pinch yourself and say, did I really get a chance to do all of these crazy, amazing things?
I don't do that enough, but I guess the tendency in human nature is, unfortunately, we're just human beings, and we're born with a certain kind of, if you will, sin. And I think we always say, I want more, or I didn't do enough, or I wasn't good enough. But I think the suggestion that you could pinch yourself and say, wow, I did so much, it's a great feeling. The woman, Martha Coolidge, who directed Real Genius and Valley Girl, I was at her house. I've done 15 movies with her. And when I was at her house, she said to me, I was looking at all my credits and I realized how much I've achieved, and it made me feel good. And she's not the kind of person to think like that or speak like that. So I really do identify with that same sensibility that as artists, freelance artists, we're always going to the next thing. And no matter how big a star people become, I think there's seldom a feeling of, I have permanency.
Yeah.
And that's why I think people don't always look back and go, look what I've done. They're saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
And one of the things I love is I'm looking through here. You've had an opportunity to do so many television programs as well, whether it's a few episodes or some where I see this one, 9 episodes, but several television programs. And to me, the thing that's interesting about TV, think of all the time and effort that goes into every single episode. That's almost like every episode being its own movie. There's a lot of work that goes into television programs.
Well, I definitely think that great TV is like a great movie. And you got to bring great writing, great, acting, great production value. And yeah, it's I was lucky enough to be on SVU several times with the great Mariska Hargitay, and would love to go back again. Boy, that would be a blast. And I can say that when I look at what she's doing week after week, time after time, it's mesmerizing, the craft that goes into it, the work ethic, the resilience, the energy. It's a lot. And yeah, it's like a little movie every week.
And the difference is a movie is a couple hours, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So if it's an hour and a half, that's like 3 episodes of a half-hour TV show. But they have 26 episodes to do. That's like a lot of movies.
It's so true. It's so true.
Now, are there projects that you've done over the course of your career where you look back and say, I just can't believe this didn't make it? It didn't do as well as it should have. There's this movie, this TV show, whatever, that you thought was going to just be huge. And then you look and go, why did that not catch on?
I think the things that I've been involved in, like Spider-Man or Valley Girl, which hit and was really, an explosion of like an iconic, low budget. I got one take on what I did. I wrote it myself, and it turned into an epic, movie that spoke for a generation. I think I have more experiences with things I've been in that I knew when I entered would be big, or they were the little engine that could and became big.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been in something where I was on it and I thought, wow, that should have taken off. But I'm sure that there have been, an example would be I produced a movie that I starred in and I helped develop it called Allie and Me. And I play a developmentally challenged beautician who goes on a crime spree and falls in love with this like ruthless con guy. Diane Cannon was in it. Lady Kazan was in it. Harry Hamlin was in it. It was a absolutely charming movie, shot in 9 days for $250,000.
Oh, wow.
Kenny G's wife, Wendy Benson, was in it. She was marvelous. This movie, I felt, if seen, would have had a real life, because everyone who sees it just thinks it's like fresh and innovative and funny and emotionally deep. But that movie didn't have a distribution platform.
No.
And when we were offered a distribution platform, the person who owned it said, no, I want more money than what they were offering.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the kind of thing where you go, well, it could have been a bigger audience and it could have been more successful, but it's not going to be if it doesn't have the marketing and the platform. So I guess the answer would be, have I been in things I thought would be bigger? More so, I've been in things that I know could have been more visible.
Yeah.
But it does depend on marketing, and it does depend on having that platform. And what I think Jamie did for this movie, Halloween Ends, is she went everywhere and spoke to everyone about it, including the fact that it was an iconic, epic, legendary closure to an incredible trilogy. So, franchise. So Absolutely. I think in a way, I think it's a trilogy for Danny McBride and for David Gordon Green. They did 3 of them. But I think that the bottom line is having her go around and passionately speak about it. I can't help but believe that in addition to the movie itself, it just really helped it.
Well, again, Halloween Ends is out right now, and if you get a chance to see it, in that movie, you'll see a character named Joan, and that's who we're talking to right now, is Joanne Baron. And was it fun to play the character Joan?
Oh, my gosh. In the audition material, when you get the breakdown for something, it says the description is she steals every scene. and when you get a thing like that, you go, oh, my God, steals every scene. That's horrifying. How are you going to live up to that? and I was like out of my mind when I read one review that said she steals every scene.
Nice. You did it. You lived up to it.
I will say that the script had tender, funny, silly, sexy moments, including an incredible fight scene. And David Gordon Green, in his brilliant vision, made the character more like Carrie's mother, Piper Laurie, in the movie Carrie. And it seemed like it was more of a toxic mother who was almost a demon in herself. And he shaped in the editing another approach. I have been told that there's more material coming out afterwards in another like bonus extra kind of packet.
Nice.
And that'll be interesting because there's a lot of silly, fun things. And so shooting the movie and having that role felt very much like it was many different things. Seeing it was like seeing almost like a whole new character. So
nice.
It was a journey. It is a journey. And of course, to work with someone like David Gordon Green, he's such a tour de force, visionary artist. And some people didn't like it because he didn't conform to the expectation of the convention he made his own story.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. Halloween ends. It's out now. Again, Joanne, thank you for your time.
It is absolutely my pleasure. And it's great to hear that Jamie also visited you previously. I did not know that John Carpenter wrote The Eyes of Laura Mars and Halloween, and I'm in both of them.
Nice. That is very cool. Well, Joanne, thank you so much for your time today.
You too. God bless.
Again, Joanne Baron, and she is in the movie Halloween Ends. It's in theaters now. I've got a link to all the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Vatican City could fit inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The whole city could fit in the racetrack. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cows have best friends. Oh, yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Speaking of cows, a single fast food hamburger can contain meat from hundreds or even thousands of different cows.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If a person added a donut a day to their regular diet, they would gain about 1 pound every 10 days.
Whoa.
Holy cow, I found my problem. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Eating grapefruit can restrict the effects of 43 different types of medications. So steer clear of grapefruit or
grapefruit.
medication.
Yeah.
One of them. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average cow produces 70,000 glasses of milk in her lifetime. Do I have, like, the cow facts today? What is it? And our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. Shaved eyebrows were all the fad when she was painted, so
I've never
new
paid attention to that.
eyebrows.
I will have to look at
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know that either, but that's several fun facts. Now we know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, here's your question. Reliable stats show that 96% of homes have one of these in the home.
A toilet.
I bet that's probably higher than 96%.
You think so? I don't know. With the rest of the world?
A bottle of ketchup is the correct answer.
Oh.
96% of homes have a bottle of ketchup. So there you go.
I would think that would be higher.
Well, there's 4% that go, I don't think so. That is your Mint Mobile question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Sad news, an Iranian hermit who was the unofficial world's dirtiest man. He didn't shower for 60 years. He died at age 94.
Oh.
So, Amo Haja. Not his real name, but an endearing nickname given to the elderly person. He was known for his grime-covered skin and his matted hair. He abstained from washing because he believed that soap and water would make him sick. He lived in isolation for most of his life. I wonder why that was. In an open brick hut. In 2014, Tehran Times reported that he avoided fresh food, opting instead for rotted porcupine and smoked a pipe of animal excrement.
Ew.
A few months ago, it was reported that villages had taken him to a bathroom to wash him. It's unclear if the cleaning effort was successful, but he passed away at age 94. So, the world's dirtiest man. So now, for those of you who know, every Tuesday we talk to my father-in-law, Charlie. He might now be the world's dirtiest old man. He's a dirty old man, but a whole different kind of dirty old man. So we'll chat with him tomorrow. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. These are fake Google facts. None of these are real. Like, it was named after the Goo Goo Dolls. It wasn't. That's not true. Many doctors use it to diagnose their patients. No, they don't.
No.
Let's hope not.
You would hope.
The minimum age required to use Google is 20 because teenagers already know everything. That's also not a true story. If you type Google into Yahoo, it just starts to cry. It can translate what your pet says. Probably not. Google is a woman because it starts guessing what you're about to say before you even finish saying it. Oh my goodness, that might actually be true. You can pay your Google bill with baked goods. However, they do not accept cookies. It was originally going to be called Gaggle, but then, autocorrect. Okay, probably not. There are a 3-second delay every time you do a Google search because they're just asking Jeeves. And they consider to call it the Google machine. No, they didn't really. And if you ever hit the I'm feeling lucky button, it really upsets Clint Eastwood. So all fake Google facts.
Wow.
None of those are true. But hey, thanks for sending it. Appreciate you joining us right here on the John and Heidi Show.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Johnny Carson. Johnny says, "If life was fair, Elvis would be alive and all the impersonators would be dead." I know some impersonators that are pretty darn cool, so I don't know about all that. But
you know some Elvis
I do.
impersonators?
Oh, of course.
You do?
Hey, you know who is an Elvis impersonator? Me. I'm the voice of an Elvis impersonator on a video game.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
It's not like you're doing this for a living and walking around.
I am now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Quote of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's a really cool story. It comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. Here's the headline. Coal miner and his family get VIP tickets to a basketball game.
I saw this video. This
after
was
a photo
so
goes viral.
cute.
A photo of a Kentucky coal miner with his family at a college basketball game went viral. The photo shows a guy by the name of Michael McGuire and his son sitting in the stands at the University of Kentucky Wildcats game. McGuire is still wearing his work uniform, and his face and his arms are covered in black coal dust. That's when Kentucky's head coach John Calipari, I apologize, I'm not a sports guy, so if I got that wrong, I'm not trying to be rude, posted the picture and expressed admiration for McGuire's hard work and dedication to his son. "My family's an American dream started in Clarksburg, West Virginia coal mine, so this picture hits home," he wrote. "For what I've been told, after he got off his shift, he raced home to be with his son, and they came here to watch our team. Don't know who this is, but I have tickets for him and his family, and I think that is really cool that they did that." McGuire had not been identified at that point, but Kentucky fans quickly found him and connected the coach with the family.
That's
McGuire's
so
wife,
fantastic.
Molly, replied on social media with a photo that she had taken at the game. So there's a photo of the whole doggone family. She wrote, "My amazing husband started his day at 4:45 a.m. that morning and worked all day, then drove straight to the arena to meet us and enjoy the game with our son. We're truly blessed with such an amazing man and beyond thankful. We love our coal miner."
Aww.
McGuire told a TV station that he didn't want to miss his son's first basketball experience, and he said his son had a blast. He said he was dancing, and every time they would slam dunk, he would go crazy. So they're getting the VIP treatment now, which I think
That's
is really, really
fantastic.
cool.
I love that.
And the sad thing is, there were people online being super rude about this as well. So there were people going, "Oh, he could have at least cleaned up first." And
How? I mean, came right from work, and
Exactly.
he wanted to spend time with his child. And you know how many people don't spend any time with their children?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a really cool story. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, you be you. So, if he felt like, hey, I need to do this or I need to do that, he would have done it. But he did what he felt was right. He got there to spend time with his kid and his wife. And I think that's
love
cool.
it. I think it's
I
fantastic.
do too. I love it as well. I've got a link to that story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Monday. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.